From the banks of the Ohio River, there's a look at what's now known as Paycor Stadium here in Cincinnati. The kicker, Brandon Aubrey, is out to get this one started.
And we are underway from Cincinnati.
Play action. It's Burrow. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. Still going inside the 20. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. Jamar Chase, 87 yards. And the Bengals will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. Well, one word for that opening play call, and that is aggressive, but it worked. First play from scrimmage, long touchdown pass.
Well, let's be honest about it. In our production meeting last night, we talked about when would the secondary get tested. I did not say that it'd get tested on play number one. I knew as the game went along, they would take their shots, but that, as you said, a bold strike and very successful right out of the gate.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Play clock down to 3, and we're going to get a timeout here. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. So Prescott of the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 right at the 30. They run here with Rico Dowdle. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Second and 5. Looking to throw. Prescott. Slant pass. It's Ferguson. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50.
Kill. 47. Here we go, 47. Here we go, 46. 47.
Prescott. He's letting it fly for Cooks. It's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Almost feels like anything you can do, we're going to try and match or do better. We've already seen one touchdown pass from the opposition. They tried to equal it on that throw.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Here we go, going to 54, wide eight. Here we go, going to 54, wide eight. Here we go, going to 54, wide eight.
Now Prescott. He finds his man, complete. It's Ferguson. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals' 24-yard line. A running play, it's Dowdle. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11.
Here go 47. Hey, 47.
Out of the gun, here's Prescott. Left side to Lamb. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. And that's good for a gain of 6. And now it's 3rd and 4. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down.
Yeah, here we go. Right, check. Here we go, 46.
Prescott from the gun on 3rd. And did he get the feet down? Yes, touchdown. CeeDee Lamb, an 18-yard touchdown grab. And the Cowboys are able to match the opening drive touchdown against them with one of their own. Oh, such great concentration there, going right up against the side of the end zone, but able to get the feet in bounds.
There are so many things that go into that catch, and you just mentioned the concentration, being able to catch the football, get your feet down in bounds, hang on to it all the way through the process of the catch. That was a phenomenal play.
Now the extra point up and good by Aubrey, and we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And he's only going to get this to the 4-yard line.
Well, not exactly a banner return, so he doesn't give his offense a whole lot of room to work with. They've got to go a long way now to try and score some points. I do know this from experience. There will be a few comments muttered his way by the offense as they head out on the field.
The Bengals drive about to get going. Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but under pressure and down he goes in the end zone, and that's a safety. And you don't want to pin this all on the quarterback, even when the pressure's coming. Not easy for them, but that's just something you can't do, is take that sack in the end zone.
No, you can't, but for all defensive line coaches, they're celebrating everywhere. Because what do they tell us in our meetings? It's all about the get-off, beating the offensive line at the snap of the football.
And it's taken in at the 9. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. A short one there, taken in by Ferguson. He's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4. Through one quarter, 9-7 our score. Start of the second quarter, and it's the Cowboys in possession as they are looking at a 2nd down and 6 coming up. In motion goes the tight end. Prescott to throw it. Finding space at the 40. And he'll take it to the 43-yard line.
Switch his head. Then we're going to 53.
To throw is Prescott. He finds his man complete. That's Ferguson. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45.
Kill. 47. Go. Get out there. 26.
They run here with Dowdle. And nothing much materializing there on the 1st down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. From the 41, here's 2nd down and 8.
Hey, kill. 47.
In motion, the tight end. Here's Prescott. A short one there, taken in by Ferguson.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. And a nickel look here for the Bengals as they try to defend this on 3rd. Throwing, Prescott. That's into a crowd and intercepted. Picked on by Mike Hilton. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. They went backwards for the safety last time they had it. Fortunately, they get the ball back on the turnover, and now they'll begin with a 1st and 10. And this is incomplete. Oh, he looked like he had a pretty good line on that one. That would have been a big play, but he could not pull it in.
And that is not what you expect from a receiver of his caliber. Sometimes you get a little ahead of yourself. You don't look it in, and all of a sudden it's on the ground. A surprise to all.
2nd and 10.
Here we go.
They'll bring a receiver in motion left. Out of the gun, it's Burrow. And this throw incomplete. Now the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they didn't incompletions on 1st and 2nd down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the 1st half. But if you don't pick up the 1st down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10.
Here we go. Stop.
Burrow looking to pass. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have the Bengals first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
I tell you what, 3rd and 10, you look over, and you've got that punt team getting loose on the sideline, so that puts added importance on this play. You certainly don't want to see them on the field, and after a couple of incompletions, 3rd time's the charm as they get the hook up here and pick up the first down.
His 2nd catch, this one not quite as dynamic as his first, and it's 2nd down.
Nothing fancy on 1st down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, you often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for 2nd down, staying ahead of schedule. Now 2nd and 5.
Here we go. Stop.
And Burrow going to throw again. To the right side and intercepted. And he'll return this ball across midfield to the 47-yard line. An unfortunate sequence there, trying to get points before intermission, but now the interception, and their opponents have a chance to possibly pad their lead.
Yeah, they had an opportunity there, and they weren't able to capitalize on it, and that's something that could come back and haunt them later. They're begging their defense now to keep them from scoring before the half ends.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete.
That was nice work there defensively to force incompletion. Now, even though this drive started in plus territory, they're still not in field goal range yet. So they can work towards another couple of stops and not allowing that turnover to hurt.
Here we go, 46. Here we go, going to 54. Wide in. Under.
Now Prescott. He's letting it fly for Cooks. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Von Bell. And the Bengals are going to have it here at their own 32-yard line. Well, they tried to take their shot right there, but the ball hung up a little too long, and it's intercepted.
And when you describe trying to take their shot right there, usually the ball has to be thrown out a little bit more of a line. You just mentioned it. The ball hung up there. The reaction time of the defenders, they win the day and intercept it.
The Bengals drive about to get going. With this slim deficit closing in on the end of the first half, we'll see if they can move this at least into field goal range and try to get 3 out of this drive. Looking deep here for Chase. And this one is incomplete.
That's some good closing speed there defensively because that looked open for a minute. But that's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
Now it's 2nd and 10.
Here we go, here we go. 11. Stop.
Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. Escaping the pressure right. And he'll just get rid of it.
This defense has passed its first 2 tests by forcing back-to-back incompletions. They know there's probably another throw coming on 3rd down. Let's see if they decide to force the issue by sending people on a blitz.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Now it's Burrow. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. The Bengals going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as it comes with 22 seconds to go here in half number 1.
Here we go.
To the air again, Burrow. And that is going to be incomplete as he let him a bit too much.
This defense is going to have to finish the job. There's still a second half that they have to play. But so far, an absolute total effort. They've disrupted the passing game, stressed the pocket for the quarterback. They forced him into errant throws. Everything they're doing has been executed well.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
Here we go.
Now it's Burrow. Flushed out right. And that's going to be incomplete. 12 seconds left.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating a defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
They come up to the line now facing a 3rd and 10 after the incompletion. Again, it's Burrow. Pass taken in by his big tight end. Now here's a timeout as they're going to get it with 8 seconds remaining here in the first half.
And that's well executed there on 3rd down. And I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a first down.
So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. He's got the leg, but it's no good. He missed it right, and they'll remain down by 2.
Boy, that could have been a real momentum boost going into the break. You get into field goal position with a chance to seize the lead, but this one doesn't find the target, and they're unable to capitalize.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And with only 4 seconds on the clock, time likely for just 1 snap of the football. Final play of the half, Prescott. That one down the field for Ferguson. He's got it at the 15. And they're going to have this way down in Cincinnati territory. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down, 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the 3rd quarter. The Cowboys will get the football first here, and they have the lead as well as we are underway in quarter 3. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. And despite the turnovers, Charles, and they had multiple in that first half, they still have the lead as they begin this 3rd quarter.
And they probably heard some conflicting tones at the half, don't you think? A lot of praise for what they did to get this lead, but also a little bit of scolding because they got to take better care of the football in the second half. But you and I both know the great leaders, they know how to give that little bit of vinegar in there and cover it with a big dose of honey.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. They run again with Dowdle. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. Here's Prescott. Over the middle, hauled in by Lamb. And he is brought down, but not before reaching the 30. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. On the run, it's Dowdle. And he finds a little bit of room, enough for 4 yards. It'll be 2nd down. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Well, you got to think, Charles, that one's on the quarterback as everybody was up at the line of scrimmage. He just didn't call for the snap in time.
Yeah, I think he needs a little bit better awareness out there because you got to know when the clock's in single digits and either snap it or get a timeout called if you have one.
And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, third down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Prescott now. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is a defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
Well, let's see. Yeah, the offense still out there. They elect to go on 4th and 11. And they'll send the tight end in motion here. And Prescott, his third interception. Picked off by Von Bell. And the Bengals are going to get the ball back on the turnover as they hold on 4th down. So it was a drive that had real promise here to begin the third quarter, but ultimately derailed by the INT.
And that was the position you wanted to be in. Coming out to start this third quarter, get a nice drive going, looking for the end zone. Possibly got a little bit too greedy right there.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. They got the ball now following a big play, keeping the other guys out of the end zone. Now they'll start deep in their own territory, 1st and 10. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. Third quarter of a 2-point game. A good one so far. Here's 2nd and 10. Here's Burrow. Forced out to his left. Over the middle here to Brown. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch. I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
Now Burrow. Able to find the open man. That's complete. Room here to run. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. Well, they only needed a small gain on 3rd down. They end up getting over 30 yards. They couldn't ask for much more to this point in the second half. A gorgeous day, 1-score game. 1st and 10 here. Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Trayvon Diggs. And they will finally get him down as he's all the way to the 36-yard line. So that changes things. You get the interception, and then to boot, a good return tacked on.
And really, it was down to him versus the quarterback on the return, and that's one you would think the defender would win. But a nice job there of seeing the play all the way to the end and making the tackle by the QB.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. And here's a handoff out of the gun. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
So the scoring dried up here in the third. Nothing that quarter for either side. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12.
There we go. Hey, kill. There we go, kill.
From the shotgun, it's Prescott. Slant pass, it's Ferguson. That'll give him 8 that time. And now it's 3rd and 3. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
Hey, kill. 27. 26.
Prescott. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. And the Bengals are right back in this football game. A seismic shift in momentum here in the 4th quarter. That's the break that the defense needed.
And you know as well as I do, people are going to question the play call in that situation. Sometimes you have to question the execution, not necessarily the call. And in this case, those defenders found a way to give their team a chance.
The Bengals drive about to get going. A golden opportunity for them now following the interception. They need to try to at least get 3. Obviously, a touchdown puts them in a much more secure position.
We've seen these defenses make enough opportunistic plays to keep this one low scoring. Flying around, making plays on the ball, and we see yet another errant throw as a result.
12.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 as they line up, 2nd and 10. Burrow will throw. Flush to his right. And an off-balance throw there, and it's going to wind up incomplete.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
From the gun on 3rd down is Burrow. And the Cowboys' pressure gets there this time for the sack. Micah Parsons showing off that elite athleticism as he gets the sack.
On 2, ready?
1 score down, here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. They'll try and throw forward with Burrow. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. The Bengals try it, but it doesn't work out. And now possession's going to go over with a football at the 20-yard line.
46.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18.
I like a guy who understands the situation. I also like a guy who you look at him and you say, that looks like a guy who knows the coach is going to say, guess what? You drop this one, you'll be carrying around the training facility for an entire week.
Maybe flashback to high school or college, carrying it around campus, right?
The old gauntlet drill, right? Anyone get the ball out while he's sitting in class and bring it back to the coach? He's in big trouble.
Ready.
And he gets it down close to the 10-yard line.
I like that run right there, partner. Not the flashiest run, not the one that's going to break for big yardage, but he understands the situation, and taking care of the football, paramount, and he got it done.
Nursing that slim lead, you're exactly right. Hold on to that ball.
We're going to 54. 1 8.
And he will have the first down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. Now a timeout called for by the defense. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. Going for the knockout punch. They'll try and run. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. 2nd and 12, and you'd have to assume another all-out effort to stop the run is coming. Now Dak, he's going to mix it up. He finds his man, complete. It's Ferguson. And inside the 5 here before he's out of bounds right at the 3. A few moving pieces on that play because that was an RPO, was it not?
It was, but one important piece that didn't move incorrectly, the offensive line. Because when you're running this play, as he continued down the line of scrimmage, sometimes the lineman can wander downfield, and if you're more than a yard downfield, it's illegal to throw the football at that point.
And he'll get in. Touchdown, Cowboys. Rico Dowdle. A 3-yard touchdown run. And the Cowboys get an important score there to extend their lead here in this 4th quarter.
Well, he'd been the workhorse on this drive, and it would have been unfair to bring someone else in to finish the job. So they go back to him again, and he delivers with a touchdown run.
Aubrey good with a PAT. And it might seal the deal as that makes it a 2-score game here with not a lot of time remaining. So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And not a great return here. He'll make it back only to the 10-yard line. So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm. Hey, ball's on the ground. We've got to get it back.
He's got a man complete. Now the Bengals going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game.
Well, defensively there, you want to play it a little safe and keep the action in front of you, but you definitely aren't looking to give up plays like that. They still got the cushion of a 2-score lead,
Here we go. But
don't give them a freebie here in the final minute.
Throwing, Burrow. Eluding the pressure right. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by Micah Parsons. And a huge return as he'll take this one all the way down inside the 30-yard line. Well, there's a time and a place for everything. Down 2 scores late in the 4th. I get it. Now is the
GG's.